always to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right. Don't have to be
Hello and welcome to the new and improved Beginner Pilates series. My name is Margaret. I'm a certified Pilates instructor and I am going to be moving you through this series, and today's class is going to be a full body beginner class. When you're ready, find your way to your mat. If you'd like to grab your hand towel, if you've been enjoying using that as a supportive prop, go ahead and grab that. Let's find a seated position, whatever that is for you. Cross-legged, legs out in front of you, long butterfly. Maybe you want to sit up against a wall. You have a lot of options. Take a big roll of the shoulders to open up through your chest, relaxing the shoulders down and back. We'll inhale through the nose. And then exhale out through the mouth. Good. For 3, inhale. And exhale, let it go. Good. For 2, inhale. And exhale, let it go. 1 more, inhale. And then exhale, let it go. Good. With that last exhale, let's take the hands just so they come to the tops of the knees. We're going to take a couple rotations around with the upper body. So I want you to shift your upper body over towards the right. Curve the spine back, round a little bit as you go towards the back of your room, shifting over towards the left and then back through center just for 2 more rotations. Knees can move, hips can move. That's the whole point. I want things to start to move. See how things feel once you come back up to the center. We'll reverse that circle, shifting over towards the left, circling on back, going over towards the right, and then coming up and around. Good. And 1 more. Perfect. With that last one, let's uncross the legs, take the feet so they come flat onto our mat. You can take your hand towel with you. I would just probably lay it down there. That's where our head's gonna be. Hands can come to the backs of your legs. Inhale, you sit up tall. Exhale, you're just gonna roll yourself all the way down. So if your feet move or your hands have to disconnect, that's okay. Shoulders and head come down, arms down by your sides. Feet are about hips distance apart, flat on your mat. I want you to tilt the hips back towards your rib cage just a little bit. Exhale as you press into the heels. You'll start to peel the spine off of the mat, lifting the hips to bridge. Inhale at the top. Exhale as you melt down through the back of the spine, lowering everything back down. Good. Press down into your heels. Tuck the tailbone. Lift the hips. Come up to bridge. Inhale. Exhale all the way back down. Good. For 3, pressing into the heels, tucking the tailbone, lifting the hips, coming up to bridge. Good. Exhale, lower down. For 2, can you relax your face, relax through the sides of the neck. Unclench your jaw, release the tongue from the roof of your mouth, all the things that we do when we're stressed out. You don't have to be stressed, it's just me. We're learning, it's a safe place for us to be learning. On this one, you lift and you'll hold it right there at the top. Can you give me 6 little pulses? I'll show you how. It's gonna go slowly. You lower 1 inch and then you press up 1 inch. Good. For 5, you lower. And then lift. For 4, we lower. And lift. Good. For 3, lower. And lift. For 2. 1 more. And then you'll come all the way back down to the mat. Good. Once your hips come down, right foot stays where it is. Your left foot is going to walk out just a little bit, and you can either be on your heel of the left foot or you can lift up onto the toe. So the idea is that we're getting lighter through the left foot. This will help you to prep for a single leg bridge, and I'll show you what that looks like after we do a couple reps here. Pressing into the right foot, still tilting the hips backwards a little bit, pretty light through that left side. You'll lift the hips coming up to bridge, thinking about that left leg as just a kickstand. Inhale at the top, Exhale as you lower back down. We'll do 4 more like that. I'll show you ideally what we're working up to, either a single leg bridge here with the knee above the hip or a single leg bridge here with the leg extended. Good, but for now, let's keep it right here for 3. Lift. And lower. For 2, lift. And lower. Good. Last one, you'll lift and you'll hold it right there. Just for 4 little pulses, you lower down 1 inch, you press up 1 inch. Good. For 3, lower and lift. Perfect. For 2, lower and lift. And then 1 more, little lower. Good. Little lift, and then we lower the hips all the way back down to the mat. Now the left foot comes in, right foot is going to walk out a little bit. You're either on the heel, kind of digging down into the mat, or you can come up onto the right toe, so the right leg is more of a kickstand. We tilt the hips backward as we start to peel the hips off of the mat, peeling the spine off of the mat. Good. Lifting to bridge. Inhale. Exhale as you lower all the way back down. Good. For 4, we'll lift. And then lower, we're trying to anchor down into our left heel. So we should be able to feel the left heel, the left big toe, the outside edge of the foot, feeling all of those things pressing into the mat. And remember, our bridge does not have to be high. I think we all get a little bit, I don't know, a little bit bridge happy when we can really press those hips up. I want you to focus on keeping your hips level and keeping the upper body relaxed as you press up. Sometimes as we start to press up a little bit too high, that's where we start to feel this a lot in the lower back. And the lower back is working for sure, but I want you to try and dig a little bit deeper into the glutes and hamstrings. On this one, you get to lift up and hold it right there. Good. Continuing to press into the backs of the shoulders. That's going to help support you too. We pulse for 4, a little lower. And lift. Good. For 3, a little lower. And lift. Perfect. For 2. And lift. And then 1 more. Lower. Good. Lift. And then bring things all the way back down to your mat. Good. Once you come all the way back down, we're going to take both feet off of the mat. You can hug your knees in towards your chest, hands towards the tops of the legs. We should be able to feel the back of our body pressing into the mat. If your knees are kind of pulling into your chest, but not quite, and you're arching off of the mat, we've gone too far, right? So if you look like this, or you feel like you're really getting this a lot in your lower back, just curve things in like you are a little ball of yarn, or I don't know, what are other things that curl into balls? We're going to take the left leg. You shoot the left leg out. You hold that right knee in towards you. Inhale. Exhale, we'll switch the legs, pulling the left leg in, shooting the right leg out. Good. Inhale. Exhale, we'll switch. Now, this is called single leg stretch. And typically when we do this in class, we're lifted up through head, neck, and shoulders. But this is a good way to do it no matter what, whether you're a beginner or not. I'll show you what 1 rep looks like with the head, neck, and shoulders lifted, pulling knee towards the nose, tucking chin to chest, and staying lifted right there. Let's do 1 more each side. Right side pulls in, inhale, and then exhale, left side pulls in. Good. With that last one, both knees can come in through center. Just grab a hold of those shins. Take a little rock from side to side. Good. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Okay, so that's single leg stretch. We also have double leg stretch. I'll show you what that looks like. Legs stay glued together. We'll start with the head down. Keeping your legs glued together, you'll inhale, reach the legs out, reach the arms back, and then exhale, bring everything back in. Inhale out. Exhale in. Now again, usually when we do this in class, we're lifted up through head, neck, and shoulders, tucking chin to chest, lifted right about to the tips of the shoulder blades. But honestly, I think no matter how long you've been doing Pilates, this is a really good option. Good. And think about extending the legs up and out instead of out and down. For one more, reach. Good. And then bring things in. Good. Again, take that little rock from side to side. Take a breath. Okay, awesome. From here, you can move your hands so they come towards the backs of your legs. We're gonna rock and roll ourselves up. So just start to roll your hips back, maybe lifting up a little bit. We're gonna take a big exhale and roll it all the way up to seated. And that might take more than one try. That's okay. Give yourself a second. Give it more than one go. Okay, we're gonna practice a couple of side planks today, and then that will really conclude this class. We're coming onto our left side. Your left hip is down, your knees are bent, your ankles are glued together, knees are glued together. Your left hand is pressing down into the mat. You're spreading your fingertips out nice and wide. Okay, we can reach the right arm out by our side, and when you're ready, you're going to take an exhale. You start to lift up through that bottom hip, reaching the right fingertips up, and then slowly with control, you'll lower down through that left side. We'll just do that 2 more times. You're going to lift up and then lower down. For one more, lift up. Good, and then lower back down. Good. Same thing on the other side. You can sweep the legs around. Take your legs over towards the left. Right hand is down. Left arm is reaching out. We're going to lift up through this right side. Inhale, lift. Good. And then exhale with control. We lower back down. Just for 2, we lift. And then lower. One more lift. Good, and then lower. Perfect. With that last one, let's pop up into a tabletop position. Knees are down, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. On your inhale, you'll arch into your back, open up the chest, draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale, press up and away, curving the spine, pointing the crown of the head down. Good. Inhale, you'll arch, open up the chest. Exhale, press up and away. For one more, inhale. And then exhale. Good. With that last one, find your tabletop again. Tuck your toes under. Keep pressing into your hands, pressing the space between the shoulder blades towards the ceiling. Looking down a little bit, but a little bit forward as well so we can maintain length at the back of the neck. Toes are tucked under. I should have said that if I didn't already. Big exhale. We're going to hover the knees off of the mat and then bring them back down. Just for 2 more. We exhale, hover the knees and lower. Good. For one more, lift. Good. And then lower. Knees go down, untuck the toes, press hips all the way back to your heels, finding your child's pose. Good. Rounding forward through the spine, pressing down into the heels of the hands. Inhale. Exhale. You can let it go. Good. And then one more thing. I feel like I said side plank was going to be the last thing. I kind of lied. Bring yourself all the way forward. Feet are about as wide as your mat. Your chest and your head are coming down. Hands are just underneath the shoulders. Forearms are a little bit wider than the rest of your body. On your inhale, you start to lift your chest. Good. Think about sliding the shoulder blades down the back, lifting the head, pressing into the front of the hips, pressing into the forearms. Good, and then lower all the way back down. Good, for 2, we lift. And then lower. One more lift. Good, and then lower. Chest and head come all the way down. Reach the arms so they go back by your hips, flipping your palms up. This time, all you do, you keep your chest and your head relaxed. You exhale, press your hands up towards the ceiling. And then bring them right back down just for 3. We'll press and lift. And lower. Good, lift. And lower. Once your hands come back down, this time you'll press up. Can you lift your chest and lift your head as you press the hands up, drawing the shoulder blades together? And then lower back down just for 2 more. Press the hands up, lift the chest, lift the head. And then lower. 1 more, press and lift. Good. And then lower. Hands come underneath the shoulders, legs can come together, point the elbows back towards the feet, press yourself up, and then all the way back to child's pose. Rounding forward through the spine, reaching hips towards the heels. Inhale. Good. Exhale, let it go. Perfect. Start to walk your hands in towards your knees, bringing yourself up to seated, shoulders on top of hips. Once you get right here, you're all finished with me for the day. Hopefully you enjoyed this class. Hopefully you're still enjoying the beginner series and learning a lot. Remember, you're awesome. You can do anything you put your mind to, and I will see you back here for our next class.
Follow the light, you're able to be happy.